Hey, welcome back, folks. And as I said, of course, yesterday was Third Mutual's monthly meeting, their April meeting, and we showed that to you live at 9:30. It ran about 3 hours and 5 minutes, and we'll bring it to you again as a replay on 1:30 on Thursday, and then again next week on Wednesday evening. Mike Straziuso is the board president, and he is here today. How are you?
I'm terrific. How are you, Ken?
Good. Little breezy out there this morning. Not too bad.
It's beautiful.
It actually is. It clear all that fog out. Well, your monthly meeting yesterday, and one of the first things that you talked about, of course, you talked about this last month. Mark Baer resigned. He moved into the United area. But you were fortunate. You had, I think, 3 or 4 people, four candidates, and the board elected Beth Perrick to replace Mark on the board.
Yes, Beth is a terrific lady, a great background. She has a PhD. How can you go wrong with that? And she and her husband have lived in Laguna Woods for 6 years. Mm-hmm. Her husband is John. Very well known.
Well known, yeah.
Yes, John is on the Old Pros, a consummate performer, and Beth is a volunteer with the Old Pros, very involved. And more important, in my opinion, is that she's on the board of the foundation of Laguna Woods.
Yeah.
And she has been for 3 or 4 years. And she's very involved in the church, St. Nicholas. She chairs the committee that advises the pastor. So
it sounds like a good choice.
Beth is a good fit.
Yeah, definitely.
But in Mark resigning, sort of a ripple effect. Mm-hmm. Since Mark was second vice president, we were duty-bound to elect a replacement second vice president. There were 2 nominees, and Mark Baer, I'm sorry, Hank Gioia was elected to replace Mark as second vice president. Mm-hmm. Now, Mark Baer had about 8 committee assignments.
So there really is a ripple effect,
yes,
isn't there?
Yes, definitely a ripple effect. Mm-hmm. And getting Beth into some of those committee assignments was a challenge. And we did all of those reassignments yesterday mm-hmm. As part of the agenda for the board. Yeah,
and again, Beth Perrick, being involved with the Old Pros and the foundation, good grasp of this community, it sounds like she has.
She definitely has, but it was quite a revelation yesterday. It was the first time she sat through a board meeting. Mm-hmm. And after we complete the open board meeting, we go into a closed board meeting. That adjourned at 4:30. And she said, "Oh my God, is this standard operating procedure?" Yes.
Yeah.
And she said, "I'm so thankful that I put John on notice. I would not be making dinner tonight. He gets to take me out to dinner."
There you go. All right. Well, that's good for her. Once a month, they can go out to have a nice dinner.
Once
maybe more. We'll see. Also, you discussed about rescinding the Candidate Information Committee.
We did. We not only discussed it, but we succeeded in rescinding that committee. Mm-hmm. It had an SOP attached to it. Mm-hmm. And when that was passed in 2011, it did not meet the standards of Davis-Sterling Act.
Right.
And as such, it had no teeth and had to either be revised or rescinded. Mm-hmm. It was pointed out to me by staff, God bless staff, that Third Mutual lacked election rules. And we delegated to our legal counsel to draft election rules. Okay, the process from beginning to end that meets Davis-Sterling Act.
Okay.
Okay, and the Candidate Information Committee would go by the wayside with the revised rules anyway, so why not rescind it?
Okay.
Our election candidates have to file by August. The election is in September, seated in October. So we have from now, what is it, 17th of April?
Yeah.
Until the first week of August to pick up your not ballots, but your applications from the general manager's office on the second floor.
Okay.
We will be having a good chance that we will have 4 openings. The 4 people elected
Okay.
3 years ago all claim that they are not going to run.
Okay.
One of them, Ray Tso, gives me a soft no. I will not be running, but I never say never.
Yeah.
Those 4 openings, we need 4 good candidates.
Very
Please, please consider running for the board and pick up an application.
good. Okay. Now, could you? I know once you redo or your legal counsel looks into the board operating rules, could you see a candidate information committee be reborn in a proper manner?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, the role of the Candidate Information Committee has changed from previous, where it was a candidate search recruiting committee.
Okay.
Davis-Sterling, several years back, authorized self-nominations. So there is no need for a nominating committee,
Right.
a recruiting committee.
Right.
And that SOP that was in the Candidate Information Committee charter included recruiting. It was poorly drafted. Candidate information says you pick up an application and you want a Q&A with experienced people to help you get ready.
Right. Get through the process.
Yes.
Okay.
And I predict that it will be confined properly to candidate information.
Okay. All right. We're running a little bit of short in time, but I wanted to get to one thing that I think you put down here, but you can go over streamlining the passage of resolutions that must be postponed for 30 days. And you talked about postpone for 1 month rather than 30 days, because sometimes 30 days can take it into literally 2 months.
Into
close
2
to
months.
It. Now, I take it this 30 days is that, do you have to stand by that, or can it be 1 month?
It can be 1 month.
So it can be a calendar month or between that board meeting and the next board
Yes.
meeting. There's
And-
not a Davis-Sterling rule saying it's got to be 30 days at least.
I don't quote Davis-Sterling,
Okay.
but I do rely on legal counsel.
Okay.
And legal counsel saluted the attempt.
Okay, and of course, as I said, we've seen that in the past where it can go much longer. Month of February, good example, 28 days. You have to take it all the way out, something all the way to April in that case. We got about a minute left, and you have, let's see, you talked about yesterday, El Toro Water District is building a new water recycling system, a plant nearby. And During this time, it could cause a little bit to a lot of areas that could be, they're already doing some potholing, a lot of markings along the street there. And you talked a little bit about that.
The markings are to bring pipe into cul-de-sacs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the purpose of the recycling plant is to give us recycled water for irrigation.
Right.
Today, outside of the golf course that uses recycled water, all of the irrigation in the residential areas is potable, fresh water. And those
kind of a waste, yeah.
will be replaced. And the only way to do that is trench and pipe in the recycled water. So over 80 cul-de-sacs, I have easements now, and
yeah,
will be dug up through October of 2014.
Yeah, long project.
A long project, and the majority of that will happen in Third Mutual.
Okay. All right, but in the long run, it will be a great benefit. Again, folks, if you want to watch the meeting, a replay of it is tomorrow at 1:30, and then next Wednesday evening at 6, you can see there. Ran about 3 hours and 5 minutes, and take a look at that. And as we always say, it's a good idea to attend these meetings and the committee meetings. Sorry, we'll run a little out of time today. Mike, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
And by the way, we did it in 3 hours and 5 minutes compared to last month when it was 3 hours and 6 minutes.
There you go. You cut it down by a minute. Good progress. All right, folks, we'll be right back with William Jordan.